So I was getting ready to play Big Money Monday at Nevin Disc Golf Park, the home of the Disc Golf Pro Tour Championships. And I threw I was like, okay, I'll just throw a warm-up shot on hole 1. It's whatever. I'll just throw my putting putter. I hit a tree, and my main putting putter absolutely exploded. So if you're curious, that's what a disc looks like on the inside. So my main putting putter exploded. So we're going to be testing out an old Wizard that I had in my old collection. I'm not sure what blend this is. CTR Flex. I don't know what that means. And then we have another backup to this KC Pro Aviar, to the one that I broke. It's the exact same stamp from the Poimina 2015 championships in Tasmania. So I do have a backup KC Pro Aviar, but I think this is a sign that I probably shouldn't putt with KC Pro plastic in the winter. So we're gonna be testing out the KC Pro Aviar and the Wizard here. And yeah, let's get into it here. So the main difference between a KC Pro Aviar and the Wizard is that the Wizard is just a tick more stable. They're very similar in just the general feel of the mold, but the Wizard comes in significantly more different plastic blends. And these KC Pro Aviars, this KC Pro plastic is just like the most stiff and brittle plastic available. But for some reason, it just comes out of my hand so much more cleanly on the putting green. I just feel like I get a nice, clean release every time. As to where the Wizard feels just a bit more sticky. But with the absolute heartbreak of me losing, or well, not losing, but breaking my main putter, I've got to decide on either one of these two or just another beaded putter in general. I feel like beaded putters are a lot better for me for whatever reason. They just feel better. I get a more consistent and clean release. And I think that's just because I have somewhere to put my index finger that feels a bit more consistent. I used to putt with Wardens when I very first started, but I just never quite knew where to put my index finger. So it never felt like I was getting a consistent release on my putts. So that's why I prefer beaded putters. It has nothing to do with the flight and 100% has to do with the feel. I think when you're choosing your putting putter, you should just simply go with what feels the best. So the flight, at the end of the day, anything inside 40 feet is pretty much going to fly the same. So you just want to find the thing that just feels the absolute best in your hand. Hole 5 at Bradford is a 280-foot par 3. I've got the new Royal Grand Hope from Latitude 64. I think as long as I can just hit a nice straight shot, it should have the stability to give me that little bit of fade I need right at the end. Now fade. I think that went a touch long, but it was a pretty decent shot. So just gonna be playing casual around here at Bradford. Beautiful course, one of my favorites in the greater Charlotte area. Possibly my favorite course in the area when it comes to just going out and having the most fun, just because it's just simply a good course. Testing out the two different putters, getting a feel for what I may like as a putter going forward. But I would definitely like to know, what do you guys think I should putt with in the 2024 season? Because I am looking to just full commit to a putter and then stick with it through the entire duration of the year. The reason that I want to just stick to the same putter for the whole season is because I think that's one of the biggest mistakes that people tend to make. They might get into a putting slump and decide to blame the putter instead of blaming themselves. Most of the time when you miss putts, it's going to be user error and not putter error. Something about the Wizard just doesn't feel like it comes out of my hand quite as clean as that Aviar. I think just that stiff, it's just slippery plastic just slides out of the hand so clean. Sorry for the interruption. I just want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of today's video, bergsdiscsports.com. The brand new V4 has seen a ton of support so far, but I want to extend another invitation to you guys to join the bergsdiscsports.com ambassador team. Send me an email at this email. What I would like to see in the email is what your plans are for the 2024 disc golf season and what value you have to bring to the Bergs Disc Sports disc golf team. And the people who are chosen to join the ambassador team will get a Team Bergs Bags patch on their V4. Anyway, let's get back to the video. Hole 6 is a 270-foot par 3, slightly uphill. A disc that I'm really excited about, but I haven't thrown out on the course much yet, is the Royal Brave prototype from Latitude 64. So let's see if we can't hyzer flip this bad boy up the gap here. Yep, that we can. That is a really good disc. And I've always been someone who likes to bag a different putter for circle 1 than circle 2. I like to have something just a little bit glidier and pushier for circle 2 putts. And I like to have something that if I miss, it's just gonna drop for circle 1. So I like the idea of the Wizard for C1 putts, but I'm just not sure if I'm in love with the plastic. Maybe I need to try some other blends of the Wizard, because I'm sure there's a blend out there that at least feels somewhat close to the KC Pro plastic. So if I could have one of these kind of tackier ones for winter like now, and then a kind of more solid one for summer, I think the Wizard could be a good option as my main putting putter. But anyway, for those of you interested in being an ambassador for the Bergs Disc Sports Disc Golf team in 2024, just shoot me an email, and yeah, I hope to get some really cool people on the team for 2024. So again, send me your goals and what your plans are for next season. Another concept when it comes to putting that I'm really interested in trying with and experimenting would be to have a max weight Wizard per se for circle 1 putts, and then a lightweight Wizard, maybe 140 or 150 gram Wizard for circle 2 putts. And I think this is something you don't really see at any level of the game. You don't see amateur players doing this. You don't see pro players doing this. But just because people aren't doing it doesn't mean, it's something we shouldn't try. So I would love to try some lightweight putters, not for throwing, but for putting, to see how they complement max weight alternatives. Hole 8A, it says 360 feet par 3. I don't think that that's accurate. It's probably more like 260, maybe 300. We're gonna go back to the Royal Brave here. Try and throw the exact same line as the last time we threw the Brave. A little hyzer flip with a fade. Little hyzer flip. That thing is a laser beam, dude. It's such a good disc. I think one of the biggest problems when people are on the putting green is they tell themselves over and over that they're not good at putting. And I'm no sports psychologist, but telling yourself that you suck over and over again for years on end is not gonna make you get better at something. And I know some people just have that kind of sense of humor where they kind of do that like self-depreciating humor, and it can be an extension of that. But I just found that, because I used to be that guy, and I make it a specific point to not be like that anymore. And I found I'm much more confident off the tee, much more confident on the green, and I'm a better putter now, even though I don't really even practice putt anymore. But I just go into each and every shot with confidence and belief in myself, and I find myself making a lot more putts consistently. All right, hole 8B, 360 foot par 3. This is a very difficult hole. They call it Cedar Alley. Very tight line, basically a 400 foot shot, because you really have to throw it pretty low if you want to just stay inside the gap here. The really big arms can just go up super high, but the amount of people that have that amount of power is far and few between. So we got two Strive prototypes here. Come on. Oh, it got out of the gap. It hit a little bit of cabbage there. If it didn't hit that little bit of leaf, I think I was gonna get it there. We'll do one forehand, I suppose. That's gonna have the juice, but it's gonna be too far right. So that's pin high right. That's a shot I'm pretty happy with. So at the end of the day, if you wanna be really good at putting, I think it just boils down to a few things. If I had to break it down into 3 key elements, find a putter that feels good in your hand. Don't worry about what other people do. Everybody's body is different. Everybody's hands are different. Find a putter that feels good in your hand. The second thing, get a routine and stick with it. Don't change your putter style up all the time. I know a ton of people that go from stagger to straddle, and they never spend enough time in one given position to develop a routine and to develop confidence. Third, develop that routine, take a step, take a deep breath, release, let the putt go. That's what Isaac Robinson does, and he's one of the greatest putters to ever play the sport of disc golf, and he takes all of 1 second no matter how far the putt is. So be like Isaac. just get up there and putt the putt. And the fourth and final tip is to try and develop confidence in yourself. And I think that can be done through avoiding self-depreciating humor when you are missing putts. I don't think you should be telling yourself that you suck. I don't think you should be telling yourself that you're not good at disc golf or not good at putting. I see this in casual rounds. I see this in tournaments. I see this all the time. And I just think if you want to be good at disc golf, then that's just generally unacceptable behavior, because you're just going to keep beating yourself down until you're just like, have no belief left in yourself. All right, so that forehand actually got us just outside the circle by like, I don't know, 20 feet. We've got a little 50-footer here. But this is a great opportunity for me to talk about like circle 1 versus circle 2 putting. On circle 2 putting, it's so important to have that putter that I think is just a little bit glidier. If you truly want to make the putt, you want to have something that's going to have a lot of glide. The Wizard is just so stable for me that it doesn't quite glide as far as the KC Pro Aviar. So we'll do 2 step putts here. We'll go Aviar and then we'll go Wizard. That was horrific in all forms of the word. Totally uncommitted putt. Let's actually putt it like we want to make it. There it is. No, it's better. All right, guys. I've got a KC Pro Aviar and I've got a Wizard. And I think these are 2 Goliaths in the overall putter world. I think a lot of players depend on these 2 putters. I'm definitely open-minded to trying other putters. I think the perfect putter for me would be something with the shape of a Luna, a little bit faster, but with the big bead of a Wizard. So if I could get a putter that had that little bit more Luna-esque sort of fast, a little bit kind of wider, but still blunt wing shape, but with the big bead of the Wizard, I think that'll give me the feel I want with that little bit of extra kind of speed that I like out of the hand on my putts. But yeah, anyway, I hope some of these tips and kind of conversations helped you think about your own putting style and maybe help identify some of the mistakes you might be making. But anyway, if you want to be an ambassador for Bergs, shoot me an email. I'll put my email address on the screen right here. And if you don't want to be an ambassador, but you want to try out the bag, use code ICE20 over at bergsdiscsports.com and you can pre-order the new V4 or any of the other awesome bags over at our website. One other shout out to Disc Golf Deals USA. They've been a sponsor of the channel for a long time. They didn't send me any of the discs in today's video, I don't think. But yeah, they've been a long time supporter of the channel, so I always appreciate their support. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching and take care.